What's up, guys? And today I've had a bunch of questions. Everybody asking me about bow fishing, how to get into bow fishing, what all do you need, and all the gear, and they just want to go out and shoot fish and have fun. So I want to go through on all the gear that you'll need to go bow fishing with buddies or by yourself. So this is my bow fishing setup. This is a Mission Riot, and it doesn't matter, first thing on your bow, it doesn't matter what bow you get. You can use a recurve, a longbow, a compound, or a lever bow like an Oneida. Now you can skip on your bow. You can use any bow that you want. You can go to a pawn shop, you can buy a $50 bow. You might have an old kid's bow laying around the house somewhere. As long as you can get it to your draw, it doesn't matter. If you need a new set of strings, go ahead and put your new set of strings on there. But you can skip on your bow as long as it flings an arrow, then you can use. The thing that we'll get into is a rest. Now, this is a Vital Bow Gear rest. This is probably this rest is probably as old as I am, or it's older than me, but it is a drop away arrow rest. It kind of acts like a limb driven rest, but a lot of people use whisker biscuits and asked about whisker biscuits, and I personally don't like to use whisker biscuit because whenever I'm aiming, I use the tip of my arrow. I like to kind of see where my arrow is in reference of the fish, and a whisker biscuit kind of blocks out, you know, a fish and everything. And these arrows that are used on these bows are somewhere around in there, 1,000 grains, somewhere around in there. And they're just so heavy that they weigh down the whisker biscuit, and you can't really get a consistent arrow placement with a whisker biscuit. So I like to use a hard rest, whether it is a roller rest from AMS Bow Fishing, a old QAD rest, Trophy Taker rest, any drop away arrow rest, Vapor Trail rest, anything that is a hard rest that really keeps consistent arrow placement, can really hold that arrow up, is good. Now on the reel, really where you want to spend your money at is in your reel. A good reel makes or breaks your setup. This is an AMS Bow Fishing reel. This is a basic reel, and it comes with a 1 arrow quiver holder on the side, which is really handy, so you ain't got it coming around. And the way that this works is, you see this, whenever I shoot, I don't have to do anything. So I can take this arrow off, and I can, not hold anything whatsoever, I can throw it, and the line comes all the way out. And then what I'll do is I'll pull that lever back, and then it's got a reel, like a fishing reel on it, right here. And then while I'm holding that in, I can just reel that arrow in, getting caught in the grass. But as I'm holding that in, I can just reel that arrow in, just like that, put it back into the quiver. 9 times out of 10, if I shoot a fish, I normally just put my bow down, grab my line, and pull the fish in by hand. But if I shoot, you know, miss a fish, then I will pull that in and then reel the arrow in. This is a Cajun bow fishing arrow, and you can spend a lot of money in arrows, but you can buy expensive Muzzy arrows, you can buy expensive AMS bow fishing arrows, and spend $20, $30 on arrows if you want to, and it just changes the tip. But these arrows from Cajun are $19. I've broke nocks off the back of these arrows. This right here, where your string ties on your slide, I've broke off that stop there, and then I've pulled tips out. So one thing, just get you plenty of arrows, get you some cheaper arrows. If you want to spend the bigger amount of money on decent arrows, if you use a hard rest, you can take that stop out, and it actually has a hole back in behind there, and you can just thread your line through that hole, do away with the deal, and the expensive arrows work fine. Muzzy makes a lighted knock arrow, and I actually like that a lot. I'm actually going to get one of those, because instead of like this knock here, how it slides over like a traditional wooden shaft for traditional bows, I've actually split these in half a lot. So the Muzzy actually slides down in there, so I like that a lot better. Whether you're in a boat or you're out by yourself, a good thing to always have is a good just a decent headlamp. You know, something that you can see, keep on your hat, and just kind of look around the boat. You know, you might have the lights on a boat, or you might be walking if you're wading water at night or whatever. You want to have just a decent headlamp on, and that way you can just kind of, we always keep one just kind of keep a general gist of being able to see stuff. Not really looking for fish, but just being out bow fishing and being able to see to walk or do anything. Another thing that you want to spend money in is a bow fishing light. Now, there's a really big controversy in lights. A lot of people like the LED lights. A lot of people like the amber lights. What I have figured out through bow fishing is the LED lights do good in clear water and shallow waters, but an amber light does really good for getting deep fish and cutting through murky water. It's kind of a give and take. If you're walking the banks by yourself, you can get a bow mounted LED light through AMS Bow Fishing or any other bow fishing company. You can Google them, you can find them. You can mount them if your bow has a stabilizer mount. You can mount them to the front of your stabilizer. If you're wading through water, you're in shallow water, then it will work perfectly fine. If you're out with friends and you're walking banks and you're able to have somebody hold the light for you, I would personally rather have a yellow or an amber light because it cuts through the water so much better. An old spotlight, anything with an old amber light will work. If you're fishing on a bow fishing boat, and you're able to have really expensive LED lights, those work out fine, but we got white lights on the front of our boat, and we just use it kind of for navigation, watch out for stumps, and everything else around the edge of the boat is nothing but amber lights. And I really like the amber lights, and when it's clear water, even with the amber lights, we can see fish. I mean, especially in muddy water, but clear water, we can count the scales on fish. So that's my setup. That's everything that I can give y'all on bow fishing. And I hope this helps out. I hope some of y'all enjoyed this video if you're getting started out on bow fishing, because it's really fun. I mean, during the summertime, there's not a lot of stuff to go hunt or anything. We're all kind of getting prepared for deer season, you know, later on in the summer. But this is a great way to get kids into bow hunting and get kids into archery, and then just go out and have fun with your buddies. And it's always fun to shoot fish. So I hope this helps some of you guys out, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.